Larry Holland, along with pro wrestling personality and expert Steve Rickard. In this program of World Pro Wrestling from the Pacific, the TV belt goes on the line again. The Samoan chief, Lou Leota, challenges Australia's Larry O'Day. But before we do get to the live action for tonight, we've been inundated with calls here over that sensational ending to the challenge for the TV belt 2 weeks ago between O'Day and the young Tony Rickard. Well, before our live ring action, let's pause to have a look once again at that exciting action. Well, Tony gave him a fair run for his money last time, so he doesn't want that again, it looks like it. Boy, he needs to run around.
And he needs to get into those ropes and get away from this the pressure that O'Day's putting on. Side suplex, a count of 2, almost a fall to Larry O'Day.
Well, one thing about it, Tony is fit. He should be able to come back so far from all this action. He'd need to be.
And O'Day misses. O'Day misses, and oh no, he's back up again. He's taking it in. Looks to be what's he after? No. Nice move there by Tony to counter that move of Larry O'Day's.
Well, that could have been a nice little break that Tony needed there.
Well, he was very lucky he didn't piled over, and there the Collins has come up. Tony's knocked him off the side of the ring. Throws him in the corner, shoulder bust him. He's trying to drag O'Day out of the corner. O'Day holding on. O'Day into the far corner. And Tony goes up. And he's knocked over down by Collins.
Collins in the
ring. What's going on?
Wait. Wait. Steve can take it no longer. He's going to take it no longer. Take the most of him. The man's still got his shirt on. Well, Collins has scampered out of it. The bell is gone. And it looks as though to quieten things down a little, it looks as though Steve is now yelling at Larry O'Day to come on, have a go. I don't know whether he wants to take the 2 of them on, but he certainly wants to take 1 of them on. Shirt buttons coming undone. Well, O'Day's giving him time to do that. Up comes the watch. Looks like Steve is dead serious about having Larry O'Day on right now. There's Collins. Collins comes in and grabs the leg of Rickard. So now O'Day takes his chance, and in comes that boot, and rubbing that boot into the neck of Steve. Incredible stuff. Incredible. I didn't think O'Day had joined in on this one, but he certainly has when Collins pulled away the legs of Steve. Now, low, the sweeper going on. The sweeper going on, but Collins is coming in. Collins in. Breaks the sleeper. Steve rolls out of the ring. He's on the floor at the side of the ring now. Now Tony's come back into Collins. Looks as though they'll both get onto Tony now. He could be in all sorts of trouble here. Well, some gouging there on the forehead, I noticed from Ripper Collins. Steve's back in the ring. Well, it's a one-on-one situation, but a shambles here. A real shambles. Well, for Tony Rickard, that was his real chance. It was rather sad, Steve, but you get a chance for a bit of revenge on Larry O'Day, because I believe next week he's going to have a crack at the Commonwealth title, which you hold.
Well, as you say, Barry, that was Tony's chance. This is my chance for revenge. I do hold the title, and it's up for grabs next week, and O'Day will be facing stiff opposition and he's going to wrest that belt from me.
Okay, that's next week then for the Commonwealth title. Our TV challenge in this program, though, comes a little later on. But first, it's Ripper Collins up against Samoan Joe.
Ripper Collins and Samoan Joe come out the center ring. Side headlock applied by Samoan Joe.
Well, Samoan Joe wanted to start off well on this one, wouldn't he, Steve?
Well, he needs
some sort of initiative.
Yes, and this Collins, tremendous lot of experience, Barry.
Yes.
Well, he's fought the best everywhere, and of course, a good one by Samoan Joe, though. Body back, and another one.
Well, Joe was a little surprised what happened there the first time, but he came back and did another.
Mr. Collins on the canvas with Samoan Joe securing a side headlock. Collins trying to break it, applying a face bar across the side of the chin, but Samoan Joe applies more pressure. Collins to his knee, Samoan Joe on his feet. Referee Dennis Bellamy asking Collins if he wants to give up.
Well, Ripper Collins will be looking to get up on his feet. He's still talking, though. He never stops talking, Steve.
No, he's always saying something, trying to distract or attract the referee's decision, whichever suits him, of course. He's one of those people who likes to get the referee offside, on blindside, and he often talks the referee into missing vital points of a match. Collins backs off, and Joe saying, come on here. Right headlock again.
Some of the crowd yelling and giving a headbutt. I've seen the headbutt from Samoan Joe for a while. In that side headlock, we see those big arms of Ripper Collins going around Samoan Joe, those Steve.
Yes, and of course you've got Samoan Joe with even bigger arms around the head of Ripper Collins. His arms are almost like his legs.
Yeah, right.
Tree trunk.
Oh, rusty gate.
Collins trying to break this right headlock. Samoan Joe applying the pressure.
Well, Samoan Joe's really got him locked in there at the moment, but Collins still continues to talk. There he goes.
Well, as Collins threw Samoan Joe on the ropes, looked like Samoan was going to come off with another shoulder smash, but Collins was waiting, brought the knee up and caught Samoan Joe and has knocked him to canvas, and he now applies a face lock. Once again, telling the referee, I don't have a choke hold. The referee reaching down to check it.
Well, you see the pressure he's putting on that face, though. Grimacing face of Samoan Joe.
Collins telling the referee to ask him, and he reaches over, takes the nose out of Joe and pulling it upwards towards the top of his head. Certainly must be in a very painful position. More pressure applied here by Collins to the nose of Samoan Joe.
You notice well the pressure that he is applying to that nose.
Collins with the face lock. Slide. Throws a heavy one into the face. The referee goes behind. But he missed the punch. Should have warned the Collins. Now he has the head of Samoan Joe pulled up under the bottom rope, holding on to the second bottom rope to gain more leverage. Not letting up in this match against Samoan Joe. The referee applying the count. Gets to 1, 2, 3, or 4, and Collins immediately breaks prior to the 5 count. Those are all the tricks that are displayed, Barry.
I'll tell you what. That Ripper Collins has shown in the short time he's been here, he knows all the tricks, too. I agree with that. Carrying on this vocal warfare with the referee. Joe has to, of course, let go of his hair.
Certainly has Joe in a bad position. Samoan Joe got to escape from this move, and probably at the moment, look at it, I'd say the best counter would be to try and go hold on to the arm and go on behind him, and he could come out claiming the arm into a hammerlock.
I think his continual talking tends to slow down his opponent as well, Steve.
Oh yeah, I've no doubt at all. It's very, very distracting.
And welcome back to the IWAR Network Tubecast. I'm your host, Alex G. And with me this evening, we have our good friend Darren and a good friend Matt. So I hope everyone can hear us okay. So please let us know in the chat. I've already had audio difficulties already today. So hopefully we don't have any more. But I don't know. It's just something's chewing up my memory something fierce. It shouldn't be because I have 64 gigs of memory.
You know, I have a similar situation going on my computer. Maybe it's the Russians.
It could be the Russians once again. You're being hacked. So
it wasn't me.
You know that.
I feel like you were involved though.
You know that, Giovanni. I am from Minnesota. Nice. All right.
So ACW is live. RTL is live.
Yeah, man. It's the first cycle back after a layoff, which is going to be interesting. It's the first time we've had a break in the action.
I know.
Just first and foremost, let's say to Kimberly and Johnny B, it's great that you guys had a break, but don't ever do it again. It messed me up. It messed me up big time.
It gave me a lot of free time that I don't necessarily have. Like I think I did a report twice, maybe a third time almost. So again, it gave us a lot of free time. So I hope that time was well spent. And then looking at the TT coming off that cycle, I think a lot of people spent a lot of time, kind of refining their trash talk. So it's a nice job overall from what I've seen already. So keep up the great work. On the screen, you'll see, I believe that's Bullman Bolt, by the way, former IWA spokesperson that I got up there. So Johnny B got to tell me some of the history of the Bolt and the IWA.
Oh, he sent me an email about it.
Oh, did he? Son of a bitch!
Yeah. Bonus trivia.
We didn't even talk about that. Where did you find that out? We didn't talk about that in front of people.
I have my ways.
Son of a bitch.
Jerry.
I thought he had my house bugged again. One day I'm gonna wake up. He's gonna be outside in the bushes. I'm like, what are you doing, Johnny B?
The IWA is a covert CIA, NSA.
Get out of here.
They're arresting Barry Stevens as we speak.
He deserves it. He was the one that was booing Hogan last night.
Oh my God, that was so funny. Let's bring him out and sell his shitty beer in a really supercharged political climate in California. But I love this. Like someone was saying, it was like X-Pac heat times 10. Anyways, do you want to? We have a lot to do. Do you want to start into it?
Start with the trivia.
All right. Well, as you mentioned, the figure in the middle there with the bolt in his head comes from a AI engine, but that AI engine built that off of what Alex told it, which was an old IWA magazine ad where this dude is like flexing and he's growling and he's got a big lightning bolt in his forehead. And I think Alex made a joke about it. I don't know if it was, I forget. This is the thing. Like, this is why Johnny B's good to have on hand, because they'll be like, you said it in the 33rd minute of the 5th show on the third, whatever. So Johnny B wrote, as I said to him, who the hell is this guy? And I sent a picture of the ad.
Yeah.
And I said, and please tell me please let it be one of Johnny B's kids. Thank you, Merry Christmas, Matt. So I sent that on the 20th, and he wrote back a couple days later. All I'll say is that it took a week and a half for the imprint of that lightning bolt to completely fade from my forehead. But as I partially noted in the previous episode, my father, the original Johnny B, took 2 investors during the early years of his existence. First was the father of a former student who had made millions in real estate, and the second had done so via a very successful chain of hardware stores. The real estate tycoon secured several new Commodore computers for us. They were not the mighty C64, but of the somehow even more powerful Amiga line. I don't even remember the Amiga. I remember the 64.
The Amiga was dope.
We had a VIC 128. I didn't have an Amiga.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Allowing us to greatly speed up production. And the hardware store magnate was responsible for our $50,000 media blitz. encompassing both print ads and television spots. The magazine page you attached contains the print portion of said campaign. Despite being the creation of a professional marketing firm, it proved far less successful than my humble Win a Real Belt advert. The underwhelming TV commercial featured the same enigmatic grappler, oh my God, why can't we find this thing? Who never spoke but merely struck poses in extremely loud, slightly wrestling-esque attire, while a teenage boy urged viewers to dial a 1-800 number. Oh my God. I thought the fruits of the ill-fated campaign, including the names of both actors, sorry to disappoint, but the truth is neither was one of Johnny B's offspring, have forever been lost to the sands. At times, I appreciate you sharing the print ad with me. Now, if only someone in the low-cost regional market had recorded basic cable wrestling broadcasts during the time frame and left the commercials intact. That is a good point. Alex, can you find somebody in the wrestling fandom who may be a Ohio wrestling fan who had tapes of wrestling shows?
It'll be tough because most of the footage coming out of, especially WWF, which probably would have been on.
Yeah,
it came out of Boston, most of it.
Oh,
so
okay.
Most of it's Boston and New York.
Right.
Just that's all the TV we have.
By the way, quick shout out to Larry, hoping his house isn't burning down in the California fires out there.
Thank you. Okay, Matt. I just had Matt's Headroom playing in my head when I looked at the screen and saw just your head floating around. I was like, it's Matt's Headroom. Do you remember that show?
I do.
Yes.
Do you remember when the dude had the mask and he took over the TVs? Was that HBO he took over? Like he hacked into, it was like what, 85, 86? When that guy like took over the signal for HBO because he didn't want to pay for it?
No, I don't remember that.
Yeah, that was wild.
Well, we had a guy on here who had a pirate radio station, and he had a boat like off in the harbor.
Yeah.
And it went for years, and no one found out until they busted him. All right. Anyways, getting back to more IWA trivia. The word on the mean streets of Willowick is that the NWL has a spiffy new theme song. Oddly, the Tubecast host didn't even mention the subject in passing on the previous episode, possibly because it only aired during the pregame show, which is apparently watched by me and me alone. I feel it should have been featured immediately prior to the NWL segment. Was the song at least discussed off camera? Matt has stated on several occasions that he would like to have background music for various portions of each show, but each time Alex shot him down because of understandable copyright concerns. Are the worries that Luther would be due to royalties? I don't see how adding in another audio source into the mix could possibly cause any problems with the Tubecast volume levels.
So the NWL theme song, that was featured more on the Facebook page than anywhere else.
Yeah.
Which IWAR Network at Facebook.com, which I've been trying to kind of ratchet that up. Like that used to be like it was a happening place for a long time.
It was,
and so that's where I featured it mostly. And that's where everyone that's on the Facebook page already heard it, and we discussed it.
Is Johnny B on Facebook?
Well, I don't think so.
Okay.
Well,
there's a guy, JB Jr.
JB Jr.
Well,
Big Ben, Johnny Ray.
Alex is probably like best friends with him.
No, because I on occasion I will get recommended friends. I'm like, not gonna pull the trigger on that one. So that happens from time to time.
That's like me.
No, because you know what it does? It does. It like Facebook has this weird algorithm where like it'll go through your contacts and it'll recommend people. I'm like,
The best is when it's somebody you dated like 15, 20 years ago, and they were in your phone. So somehow they've worked that out.
No, that happened to me the other day. I'm looking at this picture of this girl with her family doing like a Christmas card. I'm like, man, that girl gave me a hand job when I was 13. I was like, what the fuck?
And she was 48. Nice.
I was like, Merry Christmas.
And the show went downhill from there.
That's right. Let's get off hand jobs now. And bring it back around to another news item of note is that one of the wrestlers on the cover of this IWAR magazine issue has a lightning bolt painted on his forehead. I'm not sure why, but upon seeing him, I immediately felt the urge to send him $3 and the name of my custom finisher, which was reported in episode 134, may or may not be the Pinochle. And that is actually I snuck him into the cover for the next NWL Superstar. So
no, I'm bringing him back. I'm gonna bring him back.
I love it.
He's gonna be a character coming up.
Okay, he goes. Moving on. Speaking of past shows, in part 1 of the channel's 182nd Tubecast, Alex professed an interest in reviving his Graveyard League contest idea. So allow me to share my relevant thoughts from episode 153. And Alex requested a zombie apocalypse event in which the GOL Desnians invade leagues for one cycle, but I suspect the idea is one of the things that seems cool as a concept, but have way too many drawbacks in practice. For example, since the zombies in question are not jobbers owned by the IWA, we would have to use wrestlers without permission of their managers, which by itself makes the suggestion a non-starter. We couldn't have matches affect their records because players paid money for the express purpose of keeping their statistics intact. If we provided them with jobber-level strategies, some might feel the endeavor would be fairly pointless, especially considering that the matches wouldn't count for the recently unearthed, and the embarrassing performances may hurt whether reputation of the zombies have left. But if we use strategies still on file, we would essentially be limited to having the departed invade leagues in their former federations. The ideal candidates for such an affair would be those with instant name recognition, but it would be difficult, if not impossible, to determine which names the players in any given league would remember. To those unfamiliar with the chosen graveyard inhabitants, the event may seem like nothing more than a temporary change of jobbers. And if the invaders were buried too recently, managers in their erstwhile leagues would likely recognize them, but it may be less like a zombie invasion and more like the unexpected reappearance of a coworker who just got fired for refusing to remove their baseball cap and showed up the next day because he had forgotten to take his G.I. Joe Snake Eyes model kit out of his Camaro.
all true story.
There it is. I'll say this with the Graveyard League. If you're not familiar, the IWA has a thing called the Graveyard League. You can store your wrestler there, so if you want to take a break from the game and then come back, you can pull them back out and not lose your winnings and all that stuff. So,
yeah, I think when I initially thought about that, it was going to be around Halloween, right? And Luther was in the Graveyard League at the time, so that would have been the pitch would be Luther and some zombies coming to get you guys.
Yeah,
which would have been fun. It would have been like we would have ran it like state championships or something.
In the Luther Thriller video?
Yeah. Oh, that would have been sweet. Oh, my God. I would have totally done that.
All right. Also in episode 182, part 1, Alex and Darren wondered what we had spent our rather substantial hoard of Canadian money on back when we still accepted it. The question was covered in episode 159 when Darren asked, back when that away was in its early days and you had players from Canada, when they sent you Canadian money, what did you do with it? Did you just pile it up? Did you have a coin jar? So the answer is, we would let it pile up until we had collected enough for it to be worth paying the bank's exchange fee, at which point we would trade it in for real money, haha. On one occasion, we gifted the stash to one of our many, many brothers that was responsible for creating Wildfire Johnny Rage, but probably not the Winter Reel Belt ad heading, to use on a trip to the Great White North. He experienced the unexpected twist when his rental car was stolen and taken for a joyride by Canadian sole unruly teenager. There you go. Sorry. The Mounties quickly recovered it in pristine condition. In fact, the mischievous youngster had filled the gas tank and gotten it detailed. It's possible my brother was joking about the last part. Well, all right. All right. Another question from episode 1. You guys really went off with the questions on 182. Alex and Darren wondered about the record for the most matches in one league in a single cycle. The answer I gave in episode 155 still holds true. The summer 2014 cycle, Nonstop Action League managers submitted 3,237 matches, which came out to about 405 cards. Yep, the league name checks out. All right. Still working on episode 1.
Johnny B went to Olive Garden right after that.
Yeah, right. Cash that check.
That depends. Was it Canadian money?
Right. Has the IWA looked into AI to try to do events and try to do stuff? Is that AI, right? Not Al.
I don't know. It could be.
You guys must ask that question when you guys are doing it. So, Johnny B. Jr. says, the one of many, many siblings who spent an evening at a New York bar with a future actor, Ed Helms, and agreed to take over his job in IT so he could pursue his dream of becoming famous, is very interested in AI. Like most of my family, he hasn't had anything to do with the IWA for a very long time, but he was trying to convince me that we should make some use of it in some way. I'm not sure if it's technology or if it's me that isn't quite ready, but for now, I'm planning to leave it to all of you to find out what improvements, if any, artificial intelligence can bring to the imaginary table. The late Tim Clark got the ball rolling. Sure did, Timmy.
Sure did.
Rest in peace, good sir. And other players like Alex and Darren have begun taking things to the next level. Matt has shared his AI-generated Dungeons & Dragons characters on the show. It's true. So I can't comment on whether he has taken things to the next level, but I don't think any of us can truly predict the direction this new toy will take the game, but it's definitely an interesting time to be alive. And now I'll ask Matt to pause so Alex can react to my use of the word predict.
Dick.
Dick. I'll say this with AI. If you get a chance, there's a great video clip. It's like a 3-minute long video of Ben Affleck talking about AI, and he makes a really good example. And he says that the problem with AI is that it just takes what you give it.
Yeah.
It doesn't really create. So he said, it's like a craftsman can watch someone make a cabinet, and they can make the same exact cabinet just as well, but they can't make an artistic cabinet on their own. They don't have that creative spark. And what I found with AI is you have to spoon feed it everything. Like Alex, I don't know how you got to do so well with what you do. When I was making Suplex, for example, I kept making the cinematic version or a casual to get the look right, because Suplex is the IWAR commissioner figure. She has been in the game since like 2000, actually no, before the 90s. And in the 2000s, she became like the BRL like interview person, then a commissioner, and blah blah blah. She is a combination of the Baroness from G.I. Joe and one of my ex-girlfriends who I was dating at the time. And
Tits McGee.
She is a very buxom, hourglass-shaped woman, and
I just got a visual of Matt sitting there with AI going, make the boobs bigger. No, boob bigger. Yes,
here's what you do.
You gotta use different. You gotta use specific words to do
You
that.
have to use certain words.
Yeah.
Now, what you do is certain AIs have no filters, but what happens is when you try to use those AI engines, you get nude people.
You just get porn.
And it's like, I don't
That's
need
all you get.
porn. I just want a wrestler, or I want whatever. Like trying to make Gina Colada was really hard, so I gave up. Well, if you do is you say things like curvy or thick or busty or whatever. Like, there's ways around it, and it really, like, some of the images of her are really close to my ex. I was like laughing. I'm like, wow. She saw it, she'd be like, is that me? I'm like, oh no. But that's who Suplex always was in my mind. Combination of the Baroness and the ex, who, probably hit me with a car if she had a chance right now. But no, it's just, AI is difficult to get used to. I'm trying to work with it, and what I find about AI, the hardest part is it's almost too perfect. Like everybody I try to make, like if I try to make like a wrestler and have him look like if he has tattered clothes or ripped up clothes, you can't get that. Like it's like everything's perfect. The shirts, like the D&D characters trying to make like a robe for a monk who's been on the road for like 3 years. His robe's perfect. It's like that wouldn't be real. So it does take some experience and work with it, but we'll see. We're gonna keep trying to work with it and incorporate it. I think one of the things it does really well is I've been using AI to recap the D&D sessions, and I think Alex and I he'd already done it once.
Yeah.
You kind of like we're doing it to recap the trash talk.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
what I do now is I upload the full PDF.
Okay, you do.
And then I'm like, recap this. And then sometimes it's weird. It's funky sometimes because, like, if you have a black background, it's hard for it to see it. So it's like it's hard for the AI to read it. Like even like my I use black backgrounds all the time, so like it's a hard time reading mine. So the ones that it can't catch, I have to cut and paste and throw it in there sometimes. But for the most part, I'll get everything. And I'm trying to do some stuff with like winning percentages and strength of opponents and that kind of stuff, just to get more analytical with it. But it just takes time. It's very time consuming. and it speeds things up,
Right.
so you can work on other things. So like help, like hey, I'll make sure everything's spelled right in my trash talk, that kind of stuff. But the thing about AI, it's not creative. It's just not. So if you're like a person who's not creative and you're trying to use it, it's not going to work for you. So
Yeah, you have to kind of just really feed it, like,
Yeah.
and
but then like it's a balance too, because if you get too detailed, like AI gets a hard on for certain things, like tattoos. It wasn't like for me, it wants to throw tattoos on everybody.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, he doesn't have any tattoos. Like, no, like, or like with Luther with the American flag shorts. Like it focuses on certain things for no reason, and it's really really weird.
I don't know if I told you, I did a screenwriting class a long time ago, and the woman who taught the class, she wrote for like Cheers and Frasier and whatnot, and she was like just like a out of central casting Hollywood snob who was always dropping names. And what she would do, though, very AI like, as soon as she had like some kind of concept she could totally understand, like you said, like patriotic. Okay, everything stars and stripes, red, white, and blue, blah 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 blah, right? And it's like no, I just wanted to have a star in the center of a shirt, not a USA star, not just a star. And I just gave up because it's so hard. And that's kind of thing what happened. She would get an idea in her head. We were talking about a TV show we were going to put together, like for the class as a project. And the show was called Rehab, and it was a bunch of people in rehab. And I wrote this character up who was like a grizzled, what's his name? The guy from Allman Brothers, Jeff Allman, right? And he was like this, had been in rehab like 17 times. So he was the old hat. And she heard that and went, he's like Billy Idol, and he's a rock star, and he kicks things all the time, he's breaking stuff. And I was like, no, this is the way he's going to be. He's more muted. And she just could not wrap her head around that. And that's AI. AI will take certain things and just run with it. And it's like, whoa, I wanted like a glowing, glowing sunset. Well, now it's like on fire and everything's crazy. But yeah, AI is going to take some work. All right, anyways, so last question. A semi-related question from the same episode was put forth by Alex. Was the IWAR program something that was purchased, or was it something that was created? Johnny B. Jr. Disappointingly, there were exactly 0 off-the-shelf software solutions that catered to play-by-mail wrestling outfits in the mid-'80s. Perhaps the situation has improved in recent years, but since my father was breaking new ground, I had to design the original system myself with input and advice from JB Sr. Of course, since he was responsible for the game mechanics, like me, he came from a very large family consisting of almost entirely male children, and 2 of his brothers contributed supporting code. Their code is the reason leagues often end up with the wrestler names out of order, such as Mannequin 3, number 1, 2. But in their defense, it was done for internal efficiency purpose, and they were never expected ID numbers to be made public. One term you won't find anywhere in past or present IWA source code, or even in our day-to-day interaction with each other here at IWA headquarters, is customer, because we never thought of any of you that way. To us, everyone who joined our organization from the very beginning has always been a manager, a player, a commissioner, or in some cases, a real character, and we've always referred to you as such. We consider you friends, members of the IWA community, and even members of our extended IWA family. Even the program code for our software reflects that. And now, after answering one question per show as originally agreed, I think your remaining viewers would like to hear the names of their wrestlers being read aloud with their usual impeccable pronunciation. And that is true. I will say I got a question. I'm going to throw it out right now. I don't have the answer, but Catfish Rob said, here's a question for the show. Can a person who is a wrestler in the IWAR leagues team up with another person, their wrestler, in another league to play in the Murano Tag Tournament? Oh, I thought it was a question for that way. All right. Yes, you can. But you have to make sure that your tag team has an interleague match and faces somebody in a league so I can go off their score. So, for instance, if the McFlaherty brothers fought Luther Alexander and Senya Lucha, even though they're in 2 different leagues, if they fought the McFlaherty brothers' score was 5-16, and they lost with 2 points, I know Alex and our team had 5-14. So that's that. But anyways, to get to my point, back to the point.
Well,
if you have questions.
I think the other question that we had in the Facebook group was about can a wrestler get 2 match deals in the same league? If that
I
was,
believe they can. Yeah. I saw this like Luther Alexander pays for 2 match deals and gets like 80 matches.
You can get a million match deals if you want.
so I guess they were wondering is like, can it be one wrestler? Obviously, if you have more than one wrestler in the league, you can do it.
Yeah.
At a certain point, you're going to run out of opponents, though, aren't you?
Depends if you're in like a no limit league.
I think
you could go crazy because there's guys that go 2 or 3 match deals.
But you wouldn't face the same job more than once.
No, but you would. I think it would happen eventually. Like
they would just stack the. Like they would just put it so then they say if you had bottom 20 and bottom 20, that wrestler would get 40 against the lowest ranked guys.
Yeah.
I know Brian went through this recently with the ACW starting. There was a player who was like, they wanted to do like multiple match deals for the same wrestler. And they were going to have like, he needed to make like another, like, I want to say 20 or 30. Ryan can chime in and tell us probably. He had to make additional jobbers for that. I will say this. I know that when we were in the NWL and we had Izzy, Crazy, and those guys, they were fighting everybody in the league. So they'd fight like 200 matches for each of their guys, but they'd face like every single wrestler they could practically.
Yeah, I've done that.
Psychos.
No, keep on doing it.
Yeah.
Keep on doing it.
No,
I was also wondering, we live in a world today that's everything seems to be subscription based now. Would it be your Netflix or even software? Like I think like my Microsoft suite is like I pay like $6 a month for it or whatever it is. Yeah. I wonder if the IWA would ever consider going to a subscription base.
I was actually talking about that today in the SOS chat. I was saying that they should do a subscription, and then they should send the hold values, say for gold, and today would send us the hold values in an email or whatever, or have a website, and we could check the hold values before they drop a bulletin. But that was just my brainstorm.
Always looking ahead to the future. Although, what's been working for forever is going to work forever. It seems like, you know what I mean. So there's no incentive to change it, and there's no incentive to change anything. If it works so well, you know what I mean. So that's always my belief. And Ryan says he started with 40 jobbers. He added another 50.
Yeah.
So he had 90 jobbers.
Yep.
Kirby Thick Latino, my mom's best friend, and done. It is interesting when you say about certain things like AI. You say, "Hey, give me an image of this," and it's like, "Whoa!"
No, I've had him say no.
Yeah,
I had
the one he used as a thing saying like, "Put in your counterpoints, like things you don't want."
Yeah,
it never seems to work though.
Like I tried. I asked him to rewrite. I wanted to do this remake of Rocky IV with Luther starring in Rocky IV. So, and Rocky's the villain in it.
Yeah.
So I converted him to like a wife beater, and Rocky was going to be Kevin Hart, and Adrian was being Melissa McCarthy, and just completely flip it around. And the climax of the movie, Rocky gets the win. Rocky gets the win in front of the Russian crowd, and they all stand up, and then he starts to make love to Melissa McCarthy in the ring in front of everyone. And I was like, I'm not writing that. It's like RNAI.
I have always wondered since I was a kid, and like the Rambo movies and the Chuck Norris movies, like I remember wondering, like, is there like a Vietnamese version of Rambo where they're the good guy? Like it's like, oh, Yankee Jackals, because there was a customer. I remember I worked at Home Depot. We had a customer who looked like the bad guy from Missing in Action, always tortured Colonel Braddock. You will talk, Colonel Braddock. And I used to think, wow, does that guy like have a movie back home? Or like, is there a movie in Iran where it's like Iran, like I don't know what the whatever, like freedom fighters, they're like fighting a bunch of evil Americans. It's got to be right. There has to be.
Like I know, like they don't really kind of like movie studios that are out there. Like the Turkish movies, they have like Turkish Superman and Turkish Rambo, and those are things. And then India has the Bollywood, so they have fake Rambos and fake Superman, stuff like that. Russia's coming up as as a place where you can get those kinds of like rip-offs. But everyone else, like if you look at like Chinese, like Hong Kong movies, like it's way different. They don't really copy it all that much. Japanese movies are like the Godzilla and shit like that. They don't really copy that all that much. Usually we copy them for stuff, and then like, let's go do that. Look at any kind of was it John Woo in his movies? Like, those are ridiculous.
Even like I remember back in the '80s. You remember Night Flights?
Yeah.
And it was like took like old I guess it was old. I don't think they were Morphin Rangers over there too.
Yeah.
But it was old Japanese, and it was like they had redid the audio.
Yeah.
And to be stupid, but it was funny.
Yeah.
And then it had like random Judas Priest songs in the background.
Like Kung Pao. You ever seen that movie?
Yeah. And someone did that now, but it's like something because the guys at work were talking about like, oh, it's like Super Saiyan, but I'm like, it's like the Dragon Ball Z, and I'm like, I don't know Dragon Ball Z at all.
By the way, the first Power Ranger was Spider-Man. Just put that out there. That was the thing.
First.
So the first type of that show, right, which is Super Sentai, which is Power Rangers, right? The first version of that show was Spider-Man.
Okay.
So the Japanese Spider-Man. So you ever see? I've referenced Japanese Spider-Man a lot because he's the machine gun for no reason and kills people. But that was, and they had the giant robot, and he was technically a Power Ranger because it's that format they used from like did Spider-Man first, and then they went to Super Sentai and did like kind of this Power Rangers thing. But yeah, the first one was Spider-Man.
Oh, all right, there you have it, fans.
That's canon. That's canon. All right, where do we want to start?
Well, let's start off with our alphabetical, I guess.
The ACW.
A, B, C, D. Okay.
Home of the Triple Crown prize pool. That's also in the BRL. Oh, just messing with me, Darren. It really is, but no one wins it.
All right, so I guess I'll start with the ACW.
Yes.
Bulletin number 1, January 2025. ACW League Champion, the greatest American hero. Believe it or not. Sorry. American Territories Champion. Enek, the Altrusian. New England Champion. Awesome Aaron Miller. Atlantic Coast Champion, Bud Mudd. I had Butt Mud before, but
Oh no.
that happens anytime I watch Raw. Great Lakes Champion, Warlord Agony. Smoky Mountain Champion, Warlord Pain. Deep South Champion, FedEx Bobby Brutal. Gulf Coast Champion, Brad the Executioner Hart. Texas Heartland Champion, Happy Meal. Rocky Mountain Champion, Tormented Timmy. Desert States Champion, Buckaroo Bubbleguts. Buckaroo Bubbleguts. There we go, we got it. Pacific Coast Champion, Indian Assassin, Bahuz Deep.
You didn't pronounce it right. It's balls deep.
Son of a bitch.
I saw that and just started laughing. Oh.
Johnny B, how you let that one through, buddy? Come on. Tim, get
Johnny
on it.
runs them. You kidding?
Oh, yeah.
ACW League Tag Team Champions, the greatest American hero, and Enek the Altrusian. American Territories Tag Team Champions, Russian Invader Zero, and Amen Spur. That son of a bitch.
Oh, man.
What staple is I?
Yeah, Darren, I'm tired.
What?
What staple is I?
Sorry. You confused me there for a second. That's just so that I can find my wrestlers on a bulletin.
You're ripping Brian's hair out. He's like, what the fuck is this?
It's inner bag. It's the statement. What is it? I don't know. I can't remember the definition now. When you ask a question and make a statement at the same time, that's what it is. That's what it's supposed to be.
Copy that.
Okay.
So I don't believe in Stable's initials as a concept, but that's just me.
Yeah.
American Territory 6-man champions. Indian Assassin Balls Deep. Indian Champions Kai Knee Deep.
Knee deep.
Indian Assassin VJ Deep. Your Battle Royal winner, thank God. Awesome Aaron Miller. So what's going down in the ACW? So I think they had really 64 cards to start off. It's a pretty big deal, right?
Yeah, it's great.
And the obviously the Battle Royal is ginormous. Again, you have your commissioner Charles Norris is the commissioner. Again, fantastic TT. Again, as a league that's just debuting, go through it. There's no standings, there's no commissioners champions yet, but those will be filled out relatively shortly. Their next pay per view will be the first pay per view, which will be American Revolution, which will be at the TD Gardens, and good old Boston, Massachusetts. So you could probably attend this one, man, if you really wanted to.
Yeah, I know, right? The referee, El Burrito, I like that.
Yeah, it's real solid.
No way. Oh.
That administrative assistant looks familiar. I don't know where did I know her from? Trying to think. She was on.
Yeah, that's the one from that thing with a bowl.
There are 2 cups involved in that one? No. Anyway. Damn it, Ryan. Son of a bitch.
Why is there a punch bowl here? There's no punch. Oh.
Ryan did this really cool thing with the kind of explaining who the enhancement talent is. So
yes,
I helped out with that a little bit. So it gives you it's more tools for your tool belt. These are all characters that you should be considering using and kind of moving forward with that. I think he's actually asking for I just lost my train of thought. So Ryan's asking all ACW managers for
cash.
That too. Bribes, cash, but just kind of get to know who the wrestler is. So again, he's looking for names. Heels or babyface that looks hometown entrance music.
Can I tell you
kind of like a bio? We're looking for a bio here from you guys.
So apparently, he never really paid attention to my promos with U.S. Mail. And the whole reason he drafted U.S. Mail that early was he thought U.S. Mail was like a superhero. Not realizing U.S. Mail is an a-hole, like, American jackass. Oh, and he's like, what, he's not a good guy? Like, have you read his promos? And I was like, oh, man. I said, maybe he'll turn good. I don't know. Anyways.
You do have my artist rendition of Johnny B in my Weekly World's News. Professor Ape, commissioner of the ACW, which is hilarious.
Nice.
So I brought that little. I used to do that all the time with Weekly World News. For those of you guys who don't know, it's like the National Enquirer, and they would have the most ridiculous stories. Like they would have the stories like with Bat Boy. And I remember like being a kid, like I'm looking at it, like I knew it was bullshit. But I watch wrestling, so I know it's bullshit.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting in line with my mom, like kind of just looking at the covers, like, oh, Elvis alive, and that kind of shit. So it's a good opportunity to me to talk crap about people in a different kind of way. I'll make up fake stories about, like, oh, Amen Spur, like, oh, he's a really conjoined twin, and yada, yada, yada. Kind of fun stuff there. So Spycat covers these gems for the IWAR covers. But again, go through and make sure you guys read all the TT. Fantastic. Great job, everyone. Coming out strong.
One little note about this league. I will say that I read some of the promos, and I can't believe the regulators cut a promo and did not mention the only team that's ever bested them, the Von Schnapp.
I knew the regulators were going to be in this league, but then when I saw them, I got mad about it. I'm like, son of a bitch!
Ryan pulled the Frank Snow special.
Son of a... Like, I knew they were going to be here, and I was still mad about
it. Hey, he might be an All-American good guy eventually, Ryan. It's all right. So let's go BBL next. I think Darren wants that one.
Did you get the BBL Drizzy today?
Sure, 1 second. Let me load it up.
Just noticed the name.
BBL. We've got league champion Sultan Bloodspill winning 10 free BBL matches. Mr. Smith is the TV champion. Phantom Scorpion is the Central Plains champion. Gyre Wolf is the East Coast champion. Great Lakes champion is Tacosaurus Tex. Wolf is Mid-Atlantic. Dominant Factor Nemesis is Northeast champion. Pacific Northwest champion is Timbo Slice. Rocky Mountains champion is Chili Galino. The Russian Reaper is the Southeast champion. Southwest champion Timber Wolf. West Coast champion James Garriott Gray. League Tag Team champions winning 5 free matches. Flying Tyler Lebowski and Renegade Riley Reinhardt. Timbo Slice and Jimbo Slice won the TV Tag Team Championships. And I think that's Raw. I think. League 6-man champions, Chili Releno, Tacosaurus Tex, Guacamole Kid. TV 6-man champions, Masked Bandito, Con Madigan, Johnny Mohave, and Mr. Smith is the Battle Royal winner, winning 24 free BBL matches.
Didn't deserve it.
And I don't know that much. I'm still learning about BBL.
All right, man.
I would just recommend you read page 27 of the Trash Talk.
Oh.
Specifically the Chump of the Week. I got it through the censors. Just kidding, Johnny B, kind of.
The Young Guns? That one?
No, He-Man Hogan.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
I love writing him. All right.
He-Man Hogan.
You want me to BRL next?
Yep, BRL.
This is Battle Royal League, number 630. We're looking at a league champion, Squeakums the Clown, with a 501, who wins $25 in IWA credit. We have a Battle Royal winner, Punk Rock Mike, who also wins $25 in IWA credit. We have our TV champion, Total Package US Mail, Central Plains Dungeon Master Sheldon Shroot, East Coast champion Punk Rock Mike, Great Lakes champion Low Blow Letamaki, Middle Atlantic champion Mad Max Red Wolf, Northeast champion Constable George Campbell, Pacific Northwest champion Fritz von Fashon, Rocky Mountains champion Tiny Jordan, and Southeast champion Inspector Henry Taylor, Southwest champion Crusher Nutilla, and West Coast champion, repeating I believe, Big Von Vader. Then we have our tag champions, Diabolical Ricky Savage and Sid Credence, who jumped from the TV tag. And then we have Hillbilly Voodoo, Docs Holland, and El Grandioso win the TV tag. The Mannequins win another 5 free matches. And the TV 6-man champions are Polar Circle, Tiny Georgian, Crusher Nutella, and Lobo Letamaki. So a good cycle for some tag teams in the scoring here. You'll notice that later on we get some other scores on the leagues because my tag guys did well singles-wise, but not so much tag-wise. Damn you, IWA. I have a quick trivia question for them. How does IWA determine the trash talk order? Is it always the commissioner stuff first and then just willy-nilly? Do you try to put players at the end? Do you have a preference?
Is it first come, first serve?
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't think, because I get myself pretty early, so probably not. Because I'm I'll send in my stuff like 2 days. That'll be done. Yeah. So I don't think it's that. I think it has to do more with spacing. I think because on occasion, if someone has a TT that's short, we'll throw a little picture of a dude with another dude wrestling.
He's a dude dressed like another dude playing another dude. Who's got BWL?
Not me, because I got CWL coming up next.
Which one?
Black Widow League.
Oh, Black Widow. I can try it. Is it still in code?
No, it works.
Yeah. So when we looked at it earlier, it was janky.
It was all messed up. Black Widow champion, Wildfire Betty Red. Oh. Supreme Court Justice is the BWL television champion. Well winner is Mother D. The Japan Idol champion, the Kid Charlotte Crescent. Juggernaut Jesse Dragunov is the, and who's next? Mother D. Zenzo? Oh man, I'm gonna mess up these names.
These sound like me.
K Shreddy. K Shreddy is Luchador's champion. Cholito's champion is Barbed Wire. Bellatrix champion is the Black Dahlia. Bellatrix Von Wolf. And I'm not even going to try to attempt that title name. Jersey Jen Grapevine. Hollywood champion is Rachel Yamazaki. Sin City champion is, watch me mess up this name, Effie O'Shaughnessy. And Brenda Bring the Pain, Willowick champion from the Battle Royal. And I think that's it.
Fantastic. You have Luther Alexander makes a brief appearance at the BWL. Just put that out there.
No,
Can't get
it's still messed up on my end here. I might have to reset the trash talk or the.
His report still jacked?
Yeah, it's like the report or the.
Yeah, mine too. Yeah, I see it.
The names are like there's letters missing.
I know we were talking before, but I thought it was like, oh man, this was like some sort of the coding thing. I was like, I was getting my decoder ring and decode it.
That's what I thought, dude. Yeah.
I bet you someone was using an Apple product, and this is what happened.
There you go.
I guarantee it. it. So IWA, double check your say page 9 through 14.
Yep.
On that. So
it's a mess. Or it's, I don't know. I think it's just letters that, oh, you can't. Never mind. I thought maybe you could like go over them and see it, but you can't. Never mind.
No, it's just the formatting is all screwy on it. But I'm sure they'll fix it within a day or two. So our BWL managers just sit tight. They'll probably get that resolved sooner rather than later.
Yep.
All right. Fantastic. All right, up next, CWL Continental Wrestling League, number 332. The league champion, the American Patriots. TV champion, Alec Von Schnapp. United States champion, Future Man. Yukon champion, Double D Christoph. Caribbean champion, Professor M. Algernon. Amazon Basin champion, Barry USA Stevens. British Isles champion, the Genuine Artificial. Arabian champion, the Dude. South African champion, Sharp-Tongued Colonel Angus. Ooh. Siberian champion, the Edge, Johnny Walker. East Asian champion, Morning Person, Early Riser. Oceanic champion, Alec Von Schnapp. League Tag Team champions, winning 5 free matches. The Major, Benny Factor, and the Genuine Artificial. TV Tag Team champion, Shane, the Train, Gloom, and Mean Mike Zenith. I used to have a Zenith TV back in the day, though. It was glorious. American made, by the way. League 6-man champions, the Major, Benny Factor, Nature Boy, Phil Landers, and the Genuine Artificial. TV 6-man champion, Axel, Alex, and Alec Von Schnapp. And your Battle Royal winner, winning 25 free CWL matches, Alec Von Schnapp. So what's going down in the CWL? Looks like we got some awards. We have the Wrestler of the Year was the American Patriot. The Tag Team of the Year was Millennial Reign. And the 6th Man of the Year were the Nutty Bunnies. In addition to that, I mean, again, just make sure you read Fahrenheit's recap of the prior league, the prior bulletin. That's always something that I think recapping it's always been a huge help for sure. And double check good old Luther's TT. I think you'll find it interesting since he's no longer in the league anymore. And I do have a soft spot for Doug's Blind Brothers Craig's TT, which is all in Braille. So nice job there. I appreciate that. So they got a pay-per-view a couple seconds away, which I believe is what? I forget what it's called. It is the Brawl for It All. So
Interesting.
One bit less, all of it.
All of it. So keep on looking out for that and make sure that you're running towards that. Also, they have a new commissioner, which is good old Johnny Morris. Apparently, is the CEO of the Bass Pro Shops. So there you go.
And Alec Von Snap looks like he's going to maybe win in the league this next cycle. What do you think?
I hope so.
Yeah, I do too, because I have a flashback of when Jarvis beat him. And
No, take it easy. No, take it easy.
Jarvis is back.
Haunted.
Too soon?
Yeah, always too soon.
We also have a picture for Big Bad Bob, by the way,
Big Bad Bob.
which is always nice to see. No, I know we live in the age of AI, and I have a soft spot for AI, but nothing will beat a hand-drawn drawing.
Yes.
Right. It's nothing like it. Nothing like it. Even the royal family of Doom is using the AI now, so I think good old Tim Clark started a revolution.
Can you imagine back in the 80s if we would have had AI doing our... Johnny B would have been like, yeah, no. It would have been bad.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
All right. Who wants to do IWL?
I can do it.
Okay.
I can do it. If I can find it, here we go.
It's the one that starts with an I. That helps.
I got it. League champion, baddest American hiker, Cliff Everest. That's a tongueful. That's a lot. Canadian Goose, Mr. Honkers, is the television champion. New York City champion, Robbie Kersey. Los Angeles champion, J. Hubert Fitzroy. Grand Ramada is the Boston champion. Detroit champion is the Lizard King. Magnifico Astro is the Cleveland champion. American Hank Henkel is the Dallas champion. Sinister Sean Brutal is the Memphis champion. Miami champion Mike Rampage Sanders. San Francisco champion Banjo Scooties.
Scrotum?
Yeah. Yep. Andrew Ace Armas, Chicago champion. League Tag Team champions Chase Grace and Justin Grace. TV Tag Team champions Kid Justice, Hollywood Kid. League Six-Man champions Arnold Guilty Azel, Paralegal and Lee Tigation. And TV Six-Man champions Steel, Ironside, Buck Dollarhide, and Nobody. And the Battle Royal winner winning 41 free IWA matches, Hubert Fitzroy.
Bastards.
They didn't deserve it.
What about me? What about Raven?
Yeah.
All right. I dig that.
Don't trust this man. Luther.
I say,
I think he should be at every league.
I had it when we had 4 IWAR leagues. I had him in every single one.
There you go.
So it's just too many leagues.
Yeah.
All right. Up next, NWL bulletin number 229. League champion Diamond Dylan Drake. TV champion Ozzy Deathstrike. Central Plains champion Johnny Ray Stevens. East Coast champion Static Motion. Great Lakes champion Hypnotic. Mid-Atlantic champion Blackheart Bobby Bishop. Northeast champion Rusty Chains. Pacific Northwest champion Mad Dog Henry Healer. Rocky Mountains champion Arcane. And he had a good fucking cycle. Southeast champion Kamikaze. Southwest champion Scapegoat. West Coast champion Super McManus or Mickamus. Super Mickamus. There you go. League Tag Team Champions winning 5 free matches, Hypnotic and Blitzkrieg. TV Tag Team Champions L.E. La Silverdrina and the Notorious Jesus. League 6-man Champions winning 5 free matches, Rusty Chains, Mad Dog, Henry Healer, and Arcane. TV 6-man Champions Hypnotic, Kamikaze, and Blitzkrieg. And your Battle Royal winner is Arcane. So, Alex G, what's going down in the NWL? So, first and foremost, everyone, please read the pay-per-view write-up. So, this particular pay-per-view is interesting because, to be honest, it's what we would call a lame duck pay-per-view. I didn't sign any of the matches. I kind of inherited the show. So, I had to figure out what I was going to do. Some of the wrestlers had left. Some of them were drafted to other leagues. So I took a concept that I saw live. So I went to a Ring of Honor show. It was 2004, 2005. And it was the middle of a snowstorm. And half the roster did not make it to the show. So this show, they ended up calling it Unscripted 2. Which they had an unscripted show before, but it's unscripted too. It saw the surprise return of CM Punk to Ring of Honor after he was signed to WWE and already in OVW, and they kind of took all the matches and kind of shook them up, and everything was kind of impromptu, and that's kind of the feel I did with that show. So I made some changes, canceled some matches, added some matches. So guys, take your time out, read the entire pay-per-view write-up. Because we did crown new national tag team champions on their show. We did all number 1 contendership matches. And we had our Young Lions championship. And then we had an appearance by our good friend Nature Boy Ken Davis saying that he lost in the tournament final in Rio de Janeiro to the guy who did win, in fact, the national championship, and that the next pay-per-view Homecoming, he will take on the winner of the Blitzkrieg Kamikaze match, which is now the main event of that show, to unify the National and Young Lions Championship. I don't know who this person is who won the tournament in Rio de Janeiro. I heard it might be Pat Patterson. I'm not sure, but we'll see. We'll see what's up with that. But guys, you spend a lot of time on this, so make sure you guys check it out. We do have the new poster for Homecoming, which is going to feature our Young Lions champion Kamikaze on there. We have a wrestler spotlight with Super Mickamus on there. Yep. Our current champions, just so you guys know, the Young Lions champions are Kamikaze. The X1 champion is Henry Healer, and the new national tag team champions is Fish Fam. So just keep that in mind, especially with our rankings. What was that?
The bulletin looks awesome.
Yeah, it came out. It came out really good, so I'm pretty happy with it overall.
ACW, I forgot to mention NWL too. The bulletins look very nice. Good job.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So again, guys, when you read this, a couple of things I want to point out too. So I have 2 segments here. One by Jack Cornette and one by Vic Venom. And this is actually a concept I borrowed or stole from Matt, is having what we call a heater. These guys are intended to create controversy and not necessarily badmouth talent, but these guys are both heels, and they will give their opinions on things as they should. So when Jack Cornette talks about someone, it's not me talking about how I think your wrestler is shitty. It's supposed to be like, hey, these guys are talking about your guys, good, bad, or indifferent. And if your wrestler makes it to one of these segments, that means you got noticed. So just keep that in mind. It's not a criticism of your trash talk or your wrestlers. These guys do what they do. So just to be clear on that, so I don't want anyone's feelings to be hurt possibly by this. And if your feelings are hurt, well, go fuck yourself. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
Well, Matt used to do it all the time with LePage Turner and shit like that. That's where like the idea comes from. And he was notoriously brutal. I'm not that bad.
You know what though? I was brutal with Turner, but it was always in game. It wasn't like a personal attack.
Right. So it's not a.
I'm still brutal with it.
It's not personal pot shots. So just keep that in mind. I think poor Vic Venom got beat up this cycle too. First cycle, and he gets his ass kicked. I'm like, oh, it's wonderful. And guys, if you have bios, please send them to me because I'd like to continue the wrestler spotlight again. We did one on Super Micamus this cycle, and so get those out to me, and we'll feature your wrestling. No harm, no foul. So,
Good job.
So just keep in mind the next pay-per-view is Homecoming. I will get at least a partial card out there, which I know for a fact that it's going to be Kamikaze versus Blitzkrieg for the Young Lions Championship. And it's going to be Henry Healer taking on Ozzy Deathstrike for the X1. So those are two matches that are signed, and I will get more to come on that. So, guys, if you have any questions, feel free to email me at my email address. I respond pretty quickly, so just keep that in mind. And that's the NWL in a nutshell.
There it is.
There it is.
WTL?
Yeah.
No, RTL.
RTL.
RTL. I forgot. RTL. Who wants to do RTL?
I'll do RTL. That's fine.
Okay.
Number 34, league champion, Jean-Pierre Tremblay.
Sure. Sounds right.
TV champion, Ezal. Central Plains champion, the Graveyard Dog. East Coast champion, Uncut Gem, Greg E. Money. Great Lakes champion, Vagabond. Middle-Atlantic champion, Guy Michel Gagnon, him too.
Sure.
Northeast champion,
Gag on these notes. Sorry.
The menacing minister. Pacific Northwest champion, Bernard Bouchard. Again, those trios. Well, actually, you guys did well as a trio, too. Let's see here. Jello Duckins, Rocky Mountain champion. Southeast champion, Carnage Dodge. Southwest champion, Derek Cash Styles. West Coast champion, Deacon Leroy. TV tag champions, Motormouth, Brody Piper, and Chief Moose Crossfox. TV segment champions, Motormouth, Brody Piper, Lance Black Wolf, and Chief Moose Crossfox. And the Battle Royal winner, the menacing minister, who won 17 free RTL matches. And your tag champions, Carnage Dodge and Jello Duckins. Your League 6-man champions, Jean-Pierre Tremblay, Guy Michel Gagnon, and Bernard Bouchard. With their boots.
Ridiculous.
So, wonderful front page artwork by Darren. Thank you much for that. Let's see here. Am I Shiesty ended up in the RTL. There he is, number 7. So now we know where he went.
There he is.
Yeah.
Not too bad.
See, we had 34 cards. Not bad. There's a new report, and you can kind of see what's going on there. So check it out. And, of course, the match deals are important, especially this coming cycle, because Attaway is bumping all the match deals to 40 scrubs.
If you're not a part of the match deal, if you don't get the match deal, you should. It's the best value. And you get 20 free in most leagues, but in IWAR, there's quite a few more. So you should do the match deal. Like, if you're not, you should do the match deal.
Yeah.
Especially if you're in the WTL, you should do the match deal.
Yes. Yes. All right. So you want to take WTL?
I got it. Vin Perez is the Western Frontier champion. And I'm just going to say this right now. No, Senior Lucha cannot take the championship from him. He's got to do it himself. Lone Star champion, Nat J. Love. Cowboy Schlitz is the Central Plains champion. Mexico champion is Mr. Excitement 2. Always good to see those guys in there. Mr. Pennynickel is the Dodge City champion. Tombstone champion, Steve Boston. The Prairie View champion, winning $25,000 in iCash and 5 free matches, the Highwayman. The Cowboy Jim Spur is the Widowmaker champion. Badlands champion from the Bunkhouse Brawl, AJ Singh. Benji Buckshot is the Cripple Creek champion. The Cactus Jack is the Southwest champion. Chisholm Trail champion Sean Cordova. And the tag team champions Levi Wrangler and Wee TP. And of course, Lone Star tag team champions Duke of 25 and Duke of 90. And the 6-man champions winning 5 free matches. And I think this is like the 3rd or 4th cycle that they've kept those titles. The Buckshots. And the Sailor, the Dam Builder, and the Pilot won the Lone Star 6-man championships. And AJ Singh won the Bunkhouse Brawl. These guys are doing awesome. And we have, you were talking about, what's his name again? RTL? Arnai Shiesty. He was the champion, the commissioner champion, but he lost to the reprobate Lanny T. He is now the WTL commissioner champion. And Cowboy Schlitz beat Cowboy Jim Spur. So Cowboy Schlitz will be the #1 contender. And Mystic Angel and Fallen Angel kept the championships, the tag team championships. And the Buckshots kept the 6-man championships. So everything is starting new. So all the matches you have in WTL this cycle will be recorded in the 2025 stats now. So everything is reset. So it should work perfect. Something's going to mess up. I'm trying. And remember, these stats, I'm not doing any AI stuff at all. It's all me just typing it out. Johnny B would be so proud of me. I'm not using AI. I'm just typing in old school. Add with my fingers. 1, 2, using my toes. So there you go.
There it is. There it is. Fantastic. All right, what is next? Next is IWAR what, correct?
Yes.
Whoa. Hold on.
Quick notes.
Hold on.
Oh.
I don't know what that was. Feedback. Feedback. Russian bots. Okay.
Someone just joined.
Hold on.
Don't forget, we're banned in Russia.
Uh-oh.
We're going to see what's going on here real fast. Apparently. Let's see if I can bring them back. All right, boys, say something clever.
Something.
Nope. Where's this? Where is this? I'm getting feedback. And I don't know why. Nope. We are frozen on the IWAR Network Tubecast. I've never seen this before. This is new.
That's not good.
No.
Something.
All right, it looks like we're back. All right, sorry about that, guys.
Okay.
So, Matt, do you want to go through IWAR wide?
Sure. Sure. I just had a quick side note, and that is CWL earned the 10 free match bonus, the highest strategy last cycle. So don't forget that if you send your CWL matches in to include those 10 extra matches.
Can you remind me when it's gold? Because I'll forget.
I'll try to. See the award issues coming out in the winter cycle, so where we getting those finished up. Event-wise, we have time to join the Johnny B Cup, Marana Memorial Tag Team Tournament, or the Lethal Lottery Trifecta tournaments. Lots of space in all of them. Some people are like, "Oh, I signed up, I didn't see it." Yeah, I got a lot of people's emails and things to go through, so I'll be going through that, and I'll try to make a master list and send out like a, "Hey, are you on this list? If not, let me know."
Put your pants back on, Scott.
We are doing a new event this year. I've wanted this for a long time. It's going to be called simply the IWAR Cup. What we're going to do is take the final 3 finishers by rankings for each league in 2024, each of the IWAR leagues, and then the new leagues where they just had like for instance, ACW, the top 3 scores will be the representative, and it's going to be just a simple 3 of those 3. They'll have the highest score for a February cycle. Will advance to the next round, and so forth, so on. And hilarity will ensue. But it's still a fun thing I've always wanted to do. Is kind of a little freebie contest to do. I don't know if I'll have any prize of worth note, but we're working on that. We have some prizes in our prize box to go through. Let's see. I think that's it for stuff for us, really.
So Ryan, you're hearing double? That was weird. Say something, Matt.
Something double.
Matt has an
That's
echo.
right.
Yeah, I just noticed. I just noticed that.
You anyways.
We're doing, kid. Scott missed it. We didn't have to say the name. Scott wasn't here for RTL. Didn't have to say the name this cycle.
So, guys, let me ask you a question: are they low?
Are we low or high?
Well, it could be a little bit of both.
Huh.
Scott says CWO gets 10 free matches if Allison clearly pronounced the Swashish Boombaye.
So yeah.
No
Okay.
10 free matches.
I have
for
problems.
The...
I have problems with reprobate. Come on.
I did that last time before I went to bed.
Oh, Matt has an echo.
I have an echo. You have an echo.
Like we had no echo. I see the echo, and I can't do anything about the echo at the moment. But there was no echo the
You
entire
can
episode.
see it.
It's just Matt that has an echo. So it's not even down.
You can see.
That's all right.
Echo.
We're done.
We
anyway,
are finished.
so.
We are
We-
finished. Any other questions?
We need to ask Johnny B a question right now. See if he's watching. What can we
Boxers
ask
and
him?
briefs?
Yeah, no,
Just never going to answer that question.
no, I don't want to. I don't want to know.
Banana hammock.
Nice.
In
Commando.
Ohio.
No, we talk about this all the time.
Yeah.
Like, when did us as a society decide, like, you know what? We had enough of the Speedo thing. It's over. Because when I was a kid, that was a thing. And I'm thinking, like, circa, like, 1988, 89, where it's like, we're not doing the Speedo thing anymore. Like, there was
remember
a decision made globally.
what was it? The '80s where they had the short shorts and the short
Yeah.
shirt, the shirt that come up
crop
to your
tops, yeah, that was the thing.
tops, yeah, and they thought they were cool. I hated the short shorts. I hated
Also,
them.
when did
Who wears short shorts?
when did people stop taking showers at school?
Take a shower. It's
So-
cool.
Yeah, that's what every gym class you have
like,
to take a
there
shower.
was a time before my generation, like no one was
Yeah.
showering in my school. Well, we had showers.
Yeah. See, the problem is back when we were younger, we used to climb the rope and do silly stuff like that, hit the jumping beam and do all the gymnastics and all that stuff. So they made us do showers. We actually did stuff in gym class. Now they don't. They do like they jump through hula hoops and stuff like that.
Like
They
on
don't actually
occasion, we
do.
used to break into some dork's locker, take the clothes out, and then throw it in the shower and turn it on. Right? That's what the only reason they were
Yeah.
there for. But and we didn't have a
Yeah.
pool, so I know some schools would shower if they had a pool. But
Yeah. Well, remember the gym class had that apparatus that used to go up against the wall and then they
Yeah.
pull it out and you would climb up on it and do all that stuff. They don't have that stuff
did you
anymore.
guys have did
Th-
you
those
guys
two
have
ga-
Safety Town? Safety
What?
Town.
No.
So Safety Town was this thing that we had in my school where you would so they had these pieces of wood that had four wheels on it, like little wheelie things, and you would sit on your butt
Mhm.
and then you would do like it would be like traffic. Like you would stop at red lights, you would stop at stop signs, you would like
Yeah. What could possibly go wrong?
and they were Safety Town. Like every year we would have Safety Town. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just a Long Island thing. Where's
We had-
Mike Drake when I need him?
Yeah. No, we just did like dance class
Do you
in
learn how to,
gym.
like, the
We had to
square
do the
dance?
waltz. Yeah, square dance and waltz and all that stuff. The female gym teacher would come over and teach us all how to dance. And the one thing that we don't talk about enough, 80s gym teachers do not look like today's gym teachers.
No.
Not even close.
No.
Today's gym teachers, I would learn dance today. If they taught dance in gym class
Yeah,
today,
your female
I
gym
would
teacher
learn.
was a fucking linebacker.
She had a better beard than I did.
It's Mike Vrabel, your female PE teacher.
My favorite example is in 8th grade, we had this woman. I forget her name. We called her Fonzie because she wore a black leather jacket and she looked like the Fonz.
You know, the female gym
And
teacher might be a good gimmick for BWL.
Yeah.
Like
Maybe.
Miss Ballbreaker from my favorite film of all time, Porky's too.
The gym
Yes.
teacher.
She came into class and she's instead of like having gym class, we went into the classroom, and she said, "We're going to talk about sexual reproduction, blah blah." We're all laughing, And she starts writing like every word you can think of. Every word. Like horrible, horrible word.
Tubes?
No, like just every like swear word, curse word, pseudonym. And it was just, she was a cool shit, but it was just funny because she was just so like, we're gonna get him out now, so don't worry about laughing and giggling because we're gonna be talking about this kind of stuff later on. Okay.
See, we had typing class and keyboarding, typing class, and we had the teacher would go along, and if you didn't have the perfect posture, she would slap a ruler on your hands. And if you were falling asleep in the class, she would slap the ruler across the back of your head. That was high school. Come on, grade 9, grade 10. Then we had career, and grade 11, 12. We you go out and work for free.
Nice.
I was a janitor in the